Well, you cats and ghouls out there, this is a spoiler review for The Hatred, so if you haven't seen the movie, check it out.
All right, you're back, which means you've seen it. Let's dive in. Just so we're all on the same page here. Movie opens in 1968 on a farm. There's this cool Nazi guy and his family, which he then treats poorly and dies horribly. We fast forward then to the present day, and it's 4 college girls going back to that house, and basically hilarity ensues. So, time for likes. I'm curious. I'm gonna let you start off the bat. I know there are a couple things. What do you got?
I like the monster.
Oh,
okay. Especially the eyes of the monster. You know what those eyes remind me of?
What?
Have you ever seen the first Amityville, or that old movie where they actually saw
Who are you dealing with?
Jody the demon?
Yes.
Well, we saw Jody and we saw her eyes glowing,
Right. Yes.
and so I think that's what I really liked most about it, just glowing eyes of the monster and how it just went when he went up the girl.
Yeah, no, well, yeah, they were very, very good with you know, doing that monster, and you know, I'm sure part practical, part special effects. It kind of had that thing around it, that little aura around it.
Oh yeah,
you know?
oh that black aura.
Yeah,
Yeah.
right, yeah. You're right. That was very, very well done. And I gotta say, this is important. It's a side note, but it does tie into this. This is actually one of my likes, but it's sort of a semi-technical thing. So here's the deal. We did an interview there was a Q&A with the director. There's a link to that in the description below, where he revealed that this movie was shot in 2 weeks, total.
Yeah.
And that is amazing, because I think Yoko Kara, this did not look like any kind of a low-budge rush production.
No.
You know, definitely top shelf from start to finish. So a testament, you know, on that level. And speaking of shooting, one of the things I liked was that the first part of the movie, which takes place in 1968, and it's on a farm and it's in the middle of God knows where, but he shot it to look sort of like a different time period.
We have our ways too.
What is the saying, Sheriff? Glass houses?
It's definitely out of sync with the rest of the movie that takes it modern day. It's a very subtle, it's very, you know, it's a very simple little thing, but very well done to establish an otherworldly, timely aspect of it.
Yeah, at first I thought that was the whole movie.
I did too, you know, because it did go on. And we may get to something like that in the dislikes. I don't know, but it was very, very good. In fact, I would have liked to have seen more of that, to be honest. But there's one other thing, and again, you and I kind of talked about this, and since we saw the movie, I know I saw this happen once or twice with you, and with me as well, I'll admit it. And I don't give this credit very often. There were some very well-placed jump scares.
You jumped more than me.
I'm not gonna go on record as saying that at all. Not at all. And if I do, then you jumped higher than I did.
One time.
Yeah, a lot of times. Regardless, either way, that lets you know that they did them well. And that's something I critique often, because there's not a lot of horror movies that do that well.
Right.
You know?
No.
The director did a short film called Hush, and it was, you know, lauded and accoladed, and justifiably so. One of the, you know, great tricks and of that short that he incorporated into this movie that was a great jump scare.
That was actually my favorite part.
Yes, was the little girl on the bed.
Please, look.
She's scared, her, you know, more, I don't know, maybe I forgot what connection she had. Was that a friend, a relative? Regardless, the older adult is trying to, you know, ease her fear. She says, check under the bed. And so the older individual, you see her, you know, coming down the bed. There's no real cut because it's done so well. She lifts open the bottom of the bed. There's the same little girl saying, that's not me, and boom, you know, there's your great colossal jump scare.
That's not me. You know, I'm pretty sure I've seen a lot of Facebook memes on that.
Well, and those came from the short.
Yeah.
But even then, you know, the short was a short. It didn't really have the budget. I mean, we saw the short in all honesty, before this movie, as part of the movie.
Right.
And so we had the opportunity to really compare that short to the later, and you could tell the difference, budget-wise, execution-wise, everything. So you're right, there was a big meme, but it originally came from Hush. It's dislike time. I don't care. I'm started. I got one huge one right off the bat that I do have to admit probably has to do with me, and that's this. The second half of the movie, the 4 girls that go to this house, I hated all of them.
Why?
Because, and again, I think this is me, I think that they are what normal people are like. And it's not a joke. I really don't have any ability to relate to them. I wasn't sympathetic towards them. Again, they didn't do anything wrong, but I think that as they were establishing them as friends and being on this little picnic and having wine and the way they were talking to each other.
That's what girls do.
Okay, but you're a girl. Did you relate?
I did not, because again, I don't think
You're not normal either.
No.
Okay,
I don't think
so that dislike is kind of on me, admittedly, but I don't think I am very dissimilar than a lot of horror fans, a lot of people watching this channel, so I might kind of speak for them. Again, it's kind of a weird one, but it definitely applies because I'm sitting there watching this going, God, would someone please kill these women just to shut them up? Because I could not relate.
No.
I couldn't understand, but then I am familiar enough with normal members of my family, shall we say, to see some of them in them, so that's why I think that is how normal people act. We're not the people to make that determination. So, we'll move on. There was something, though, that I know that you brought up regarding sort of the plot or how it moves along or some holes that were in it.
Yeah, well, it was a rushed plot, definitely. But at the same token, it was 15 weeks.
Well, the plot is separate from the shoot, let's be honest, okay? Because, and maybe one does affect the other, but you brought up, and I kind of noticed that, there was a lot of unanswered questions that weren't unanswered because we were supposed to figure them out. Mm-hmm. They were unanswered because they were just kind of left out. Like right at the beginning, you got the scene where, Dad comes stumbling out of the grove, and he's stumbling and messed up. Why? We got no indication.
No.
Mom goes and kills him. Why? Well, I guess we had pieced together that she figured out that he killed their daughter.
Yeah.
But there was no real connect. Like I don't need to be spoon-fed, but by the same token, you do need to have those connecting threads. And there was a couple other things too, right? The gaping holes plot-wise that you found. No?
Yeah. Okay.
Okay. Yeah. We're not going to go on and on about that, but that was kind of and it's debatable. You brought it up. Was it the rush schedule? Was it just that they were left out?
And the grandma.
Oh, okay. Yes. Thank
Grandma.
you. There you go.
Why? Did she die? She appeared in the mirror in front of that girl.
Right.
I mean, did she die?
They said she flatlined, but then she's laying there. And who the heck is she? Like, why is she in this movie?
And then you brought up, well, maybe she is the mother
mom that ran away.
In the beginning.
Yeah, which I guess is feasible, except for this one fact. It's 1968 in one time period and the present day in the other. Well, in this 2017, you could say, okay, roughly 50 years later, she could be alive. She could be 80 years old. This movie screens in 2040, and that kind of goes out the window. So that was a tenuous connection at best, this is, near and dear to my heart. And again, this was brought up in the Q&A. I hate to hound on it, but you got to watch it. It's very, very interesting.
Yeah,
this movie's rated R. Okay. And I was shocked to find that out. I don't know about you, because I couldn't see anything in this movie to make it rated R.
Besides that blood part.
Well, and then that was brought up. The stupid goddamn MPAA, they got a problem with blood. Okay? Yeah. So they showed a little blood, boom, you're rated R. But that's it, right? So again, if you're gonna get slapped with it, go all the way. And you know what? As much as I hate them, if that's the only thing that got it probably could have taken that out. Because, it wasn't crucial to the plot. Like, we got that he's a bad Nazi. Him I guess you could say, oh, well, we had to show him, doing that because he mummified his daughter or taxidermy the daughter. But you know what you didn't? You could have showed him sewing up his daughter.
Yeah.
And she's taxidermied as well.
If you're already rated R, just go for it.
And, well, that's
Make
the
it
big
gory.
one. Yeah, if you are rated R, they definitely go for it. So, yeah, not a whole lot, but, there was a handful of things that just kind of rubbed us the wrong way.
Yeah.
Oh, wait, don't cut.
Wait, don't
cut.
leave.
No, wait. I forgot. One other thing that I did not like, and really not about the movie per se, but come to find out that Lionsgate is not giving this a wide distribution. And I gotta be honest, I gotta be fair and say that this movie, wide distribution, nationwide cinemas, to be, gobbled up by sort of the average horror masses, your Lights Out, your Annabelle Creation crowd, they would have eaten this up.
Yeah.
Really, they would.
Oh,
This
yeah.
is much better than those movies, and it was a big misstep. I understand that it cost a lot of money to do that, but let's be honest. When you look at the numbers that the Annabelles and the Lights Out are pumping in, you more than would have made it back. So that's a big misstep by you, Lionsgate. It is that time of day when we're ready to say, how many pinheads do you give this movie?
I have to say
Yes?
3 pinheads.
Give him a pinhead. You don't see me grabbing your Hannibal. All right. So 3 pinheads. That's very interesting. That's okay. Obviously, we had our likes, we had our dislikes, and to be fair, the likes I think kind of outweighed the dislikes on this. So again, I'm gonna go and boom. I'm gonna concur. I'm gonna give 3 pinheads as well, with a little maybe asterisk or caveat on that. That's for us kind of weirdo, abnormal horror nut jobs, right? The general masses, like I said in the dislikes, they would have given this 5 pinheads, definitely. But we're not them, so your 3 pinheads, my 3 pinheads, that's gonna make it easy, don't have any fractions. This is gonna be a 3 pinhead movie.
I didn't hate it.
Hey, I do the puns here.
No, I do the puns.
Okay, we're gonna have a problem. I do the puns.
No.
I do the puns.
No.
I do the puns.
No.
I do